Hello everyone, how are we all doing? My name is Trevon from freestudiotime.com, and if you don't know me, my goal is to help beginner audio engineers and recording artists turn their mixes into gold. Today, we're going to be going over a very special plugin I like to use quite often, which is called Vocal Synth. I'm going to go over exactly how you use this plugin and the multitude of different uses this plugin has the capabilities of achieving. So before we start this video, I do want to tell you all this is not a paid promo. I really just enjoy this plugin so much, and it is so unique compared to the other plugins out there on the market. So Vocal Synth, if you don't know what this is, it's a tool that allows you to literally turn your vocals into a synth. You have a plethora of different options within this VST to mold your voice into what you want it to sound like. So in the past, I've used this plugin for making my vocals thicker, wider, and a bit more interesting as well in certain parts. There's a lot of different ways to implement this VST, but before I do that, let me break down the main components of this VST so you have a sense of direction throughout this video. So up here we have 5 different options: BioVox, Vocoder, CompuVox, TalkBox, and Polyvox. These 5 different options right here are where we mold our vocal into what we want it to sound like. Each of these boxes up here come with their own set of sounds with their own unique characteristics. You can actually adjust these sounds that you get from each of these boxes over here and blend them down in the mix accordingly. Each of these also has its own preset as well. So you can come over here, choose through all these presets down here. But not only that, you can come over here and still leave this one turned on, but also come to another one and turn it on as well and blend both of them together. Or you can turn all of these on and blend all of those different types of sounds together and see what you can come up with. Down here we have a broader set of adjustments to control what's going on depending on what we have chosen up here. We can click distort, which will actually distort these sounds from up here, and we can choose the type of distortion that we want. We can choose filter for balancing out the frequencies inside this little box right here. We can do transform, we can choose shred, which is another type of distortion. We can do chorus to thicken up those sounds. We can do delay, and we can do ring mod. We have a bunch of different things that we can do inside of this plugin in order to get the sounds that we want. And trust believe, sometimes it can get very confusing. Up here I have a pitch option, which can be very nice for using with melodies. You have the option to actually pitch correct the sounds you're getting from the vocal synth, which will make everything sound a little bit more put together and as one. Over here you can control the mix level of this entire plugin. You can also do a bit of panning with the sounds you're getting from up here. You can control the width of the sounds you're getting, which I'm going to go into a bit of depth with a bit later on, and gate for the processing of the plugin. You can also come over here and control output for a bit of gain staging. And then if you come up here, these are global presets for the plugin. Really cool. So I just gave you a general breakdown on the plugin. Let me show you a few different ways I like to use it. All right, so one thing I should mention before we start using it, there is a plethora of different options for sounds up here that we have the option to adjust to however we like. But we want to make sure that we're not going too overboard with the sounds up here and just blending a bunch of different sounds together, because the goal is to create something unique, and you can create something in this plugin that nobody has ever heard before and that sounds very, very unique and mysterious and a bunch of different things. But you want to make sure that you don't go so overboard to the point where you don't actually understand what you've just done to your vocals or whatever you're putting this plugin on. Normally, in my experience of using this plugin after tinkering around with it for a little bit, it's best to pretty much go minimal for the things that you're actually doing using this plugin for. Just keep in mind that this plugin is really meant to enhance your song, make certain parts interesting, and the last thing you want to do is just go overboard and jeopardize the musicality of whatever piece you're working on. So I'm going to show you how vocal synth sounds for a little bit, and then you'll have an idea of what we're working with right now.
Grew up in the city, was surrounded by some bad things. I don't want to say that I was one that never had things, but now I live an existential crisis, having bad dreams. Now I'm giving shawty black jeans, I'm a black jean. Losing baby, I don't know what that means. I just want to know I'm supposed to escape from these bad dreams. How I'm supposed to escape from these bad dreams, yeah. How I'm supposed to escape from these bad dreams. Visiting outside, those feelings I caught, it shit drive me retarded. Best trust on.
So one of the main things I use this plugin for is making my vocals sound a bit wider wider, thicker, and just giving my vocals a bit more character. How I do that is by coming up here. It's a special little preset I like to use in here. If I go under classic, no, it's not classic, sorry. If I go under clear and I go to added texture. So first thing I want to do is make sure I turn off this vocoder because vocoder can be a bit too extreme. I'm going for minimal adjustments right here to make sure I'm getting the width and character I need from this. Next thing I like to do is turn off the distort because that's also a bit too extreme. Turn the delay down. The chorus, let's turn the chorus down a bit as well. Actually, let's leave the chorus at about 32. It's gonna come in handy later on. Now, last thing I like to do is come over here to this whip knob, but this whip knob is really cool because it alone widens out the actual stereo field of your voice, which is really cool. You can't really do that with any plugin. So what I like to do, I like to come over here and come to this whip knob right here, turn it up a little bit. It's literally a stereo widener. Really cool. I turn it up to about 70 and it just gives my vocals a bit more presence and I really enjoy using it. So I'm going to turn it up to about 75 and we're going to turn this all the way down in the mix. Let's turn it down to about 20, see how it sounds there.
Grew up in a city, was surrounded by some bad things. I don't wanna say that I was one and never had things, but now I live an existential crisis, having bad dreams. Now I'm giving shawty black jeans, I'm a black jean. Losing baby, I don't know what that.
So another cool way to use this plugin is by playing around with the painting just a little bit. So let me show you. If I come up here, I turn on the vocoder, CompuVox. I feel like these two go together pretty well. What I can do, let me turn this back up. I can come over here. I'm gonna leave these alone. Actually, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. 60, let's make sure they're at the same. Okay, I'm gonna come down here and I can actually pan this a bit to the left. Let's try to go 70 to the left. And on this one, let's go 70 to the right. So let's turn this down in the mix and listen to how everything sounds.
Grew up in a city, was surrounded by some bad things. I don't wanna say that I was one and never had things, but now I live an existential crisis, having bad dreams. Now I'm giving shawty black jeans, I'm a black jean. Losing baby.
So yeah, you can create some pretty cool, gnarly sounds out of this thing. Another thing that you can do is put this on some delay and spicing your delay up a little bit. So what I'm doing right now for my delay is sidechaining that delay. What I'm gonna do on this track is come right up under the delay and place a vocal synth on there. After that, I'm gonna turn everything off except for Polyvox. And the only thing that I really wanna do right here is play around with the format. So I think I may wanna have a higher voice sound in this scenario. Just do a bit of humanize, turn down the character a little bit. So let me show you how the delay with Vocal Synth Pro sounds.
Executing thing masterfully. Let's make a toast. Let's make a toast. Let's make a toast. For many more years, yeah. Doing the most, yeah. Let's make a toast. Let's make a toast. For many more years. I'm doing the most, yeah. Grew up in a...
But all right, everyone, that is a quick rundown on Vocal Synth Pro. There is a multitude of different uses that you can do with this thing. I just did not have the time to cover it in this video. So if you're a beginner interested in learning how to mix your vocals with stock VSTs inside FL Studio, make sure you hit the link in my description so I can give you a detailed step-by-step guide on how to do just that, which I can guarantee will 5 times the speed in which you progress. But all right, everyone, I hope you got a lot of value out of this video. If you did, make sure to hit like as well as subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next one.